All right, folks, buckle up because we're diving into the thrilling world of tax policy. Now, I know what you're thinking. Tax policy, thrilling? But trust me, understanding this can make a huge difference in your life. Just kidding. It's about as thrilling as a root canal, but far more important. While it might not be the most exciting topic, it's crucial for your financial well-being. We're here to break down Kamala Harris's tax proposals. And trust me, this ain't your grandma's tax return. These proposals could reshape the financial landscape for millions of Americans. We're talking potential changes to how much money stays in your pocket versus going to Uncle Sam. This could affect everything from your paycheck to your savings. Whether you're a 9-to-5 worker or a Wall Street wizard, it's about the services we rely on and the quality of life we enjoy. So, grab a coffee, put on your thinking caps, and let's dissect this thing. Understanding these proposals can empower you to make informed decisions and engage in meaningful discussions. This isn't just some dry policy debate happening, folks. It's a conversation that affects our daily lives and future. Nope, this directly impacts you, me, and that guy down the street who always wears Crocs. It's about real people and real consequences. Harris's plan is designed to address income inequality, boost the middle class, and ensure corporations pay their fair share. It's a bold vision for a fairer economy. But as with all things political, the devil is in the details, and those details are often spun, twisted, and manipulated like a Cirque du Soleil performer on tax day. It's important to look beyond the headlines, so before you panic or start celebrating, let's break down the nitty-gritty of Harris's tax proposals. We'll separate fact from fiction and see what it really means for you. We'll explore how they stack up against the current system, and of course, how they compare to the tax policies of a certain someone who shall remain nameless, but whose hair resembles a startled corn husk. It's a tale of two tax plans. Get ready for a wild ride through tax brackets, capital gains, and corporate loopholes. We'll demystify these terms and show you how they affect your wallet. By the end of this, you'll be the most informed person at your next dinner party, even if it's just you, a half-eaten pizza, and the existential dread of late-stage capitalism. Knowledge is power, and you'll have plenty to share. So, let's dive in and get to the heart of these tax proposals. You'll be equipped to navigate the complexities and make sense of the changes ahead. Because at the end of the day, understanding tax policy isn't just about numbers, it's about shaping the future we want to see. Let's get started. Now let's talk about you, the average Joe or Jane, trying to make sense of the ever-changing landscape of personal finance. Navigating the labyrinthine world of personal finance can feel like trying to solve a Rubik's Cube blindfolded. Harris's plan has a few key changes that could impact your bottom line, some more pleasantly than others. Let's break it down. First up, she's proposing a hefty expansion of the child tax credit. This isn't just a minor tweak, it's a significant boost. We're talking potentially thousands of dollars more per year for families struggling to keep their heads above water. Imagine what an extra few $1,000s could do for your family's budget. Think of it as a much-needed life raft in the choppy seas of childcare costs and school supplies. But wait, there's more. This could mean more money for extracurricular activities, healthier groceries, or even a small family vacation. Harris also wants to give first-time homebuyers a helping hand with a down payment assistance program. This isn't just a token gesture, it's a substantial aid. The housing market is a beast, and this proposal aims to make homeownership a reality for more people, not just those who inherited a small fortune from their eccentric Uncle Mortimer. Imagine the relief of finally having a place to call your own. Now, for the part you've all been waiting for, the potential tax hikes. This is where things get a bit more complicated. Harris has proposed adjustments to income tax brackets, particularly for higher earners. This means if you're in the upper echelons of income, you might see a slightly larger chunk of your income going to Uncle Sam. This means if you're raking in the big bucks, you might see a slightly larger chunk of your income going to Uncle Sam. But let's put this into perspective. Higher taxes on the wealthy could mean better public services and infrastructure for everyone. Think of it as your contribution to society, like when you donate your old socks to charity, but with less foot odor. It's a way to give back and ensure a more equitable society. And finally, Harris wants to make sure those working in the gig economy aren't left out in the cold. This is a crucial aspect of her plan. She's proposed eliminating payroll taxes on tips, which would be a welcome change for those hustling in the service industry. This could mean more take-home pay for waiters, bartenders, and other tipped workers. Because let's be honest, Nobody needs the added pressure of calculating payroll taxes on a tip jar full of nickels and dimes. This change could simplify the lives of many hardworking individuals, allowing them to focus more on their jobs and less on tax paperwork. In summary, Harris's plan offers a mix of benefits and challenges. While some may see higher taxes, others will find much-needed relief. It's a balancing act aimed at creating a fairer, more supportive society for all. Hold on to your hats, Wall Street, because Kamala's coming for your capital gains. The financial landscape is about to experience some seismic shifts. Okay, maybe not all of them, but enough to make some hedge fund managers sweat through their Brooks Brothers suits. The proposed changes are causing quite a stir among the financial elite. Harris has proposed changes to how capital gains are taxed, particularly for those earning over a certain amount. This isn't just a minor tweak, it's a significant overhaul aimed at the wealthiest investors. In layman's terms, this means if you're making bank off your stock portfolio, you might have to share a bigger slice of the pie with the rest of us. The idea is to ensure that the wealth generated in the stock market benefits a broader segment of society. Now here's where things get really interesting: unrealized gains. This concept is a game changer in the world of investment taxation. This is the financial equivalent of Schrodinger's cat, where an asset's value exists in a state of both gain and loss until you actually sell it. It's a complex idea that could have far-reaching implications. Harris has floated the idea of taxing unrealized gains, which would be a monumental shift in how investments are taxed. This proposal could fundamentally change the way investors approach their portfolios. Imagine having to pay taxes on the potential future value of your stock options, even if you haven't actually cashed them in yet. This could impact investment strategies and financial planning in unprecedented ways. It's enough to make your head spin faster than a day trader on Red Bull. The financial community is buzzing with speculation and concern. These proposed changes have sent ripples of anxiety through the financial world, with some crying foul and others praising the move towards greater wealth redistribution. The debate is heating up, and opinions are sharply divided. Whether you think it's a long overdue correction or a recipe for economic disaster likely depends on your political leanings and the size of your stock portfolio. The conversation around these changes is just beginning, and it promises to be a contentious one. Section 4. Big business, bigger taxes, corporate taxes get real. Listen up, corporate America, because Kamala's got her eyes on your bottom line. One of the cornerstones of her tax plan is an increase in the corporate tax rate. This means big businesses, those behemoths raking in profits hand over fist, would be on the hook for a larger share of taxes. The idea is to level the playing field, ensuring corporations contribute their fair share to the public coffers, just like the rest of us schmucks. Now, before you start feeling too sorry for these corporate giants, remember that they're often masters of avoiding taxes through loopholes and creative accounting practices. It's enough to make you wonder if they hired David Copperfield as their financial advisor. Harris's plan aims to close some of these loopholes, making it harder for corporations to dodge their tax obligations. Of course, corporations argue that higher taxes will stifle investment and harm economic growth. But proponents of the plan counter that it's high time these corporate behemoths paid their fair share, especially after years of enjoying record profits and generous tax breaks. It's a classic battle of David versus Goliath, except in this case, David has a calculator and a team of tax lawyers. Section 5. Trump versus Harris, a taxing tale of two policies. Now, let's compare and contrast, shall we? Donald Trump's tax policies, much like his Twitter feed, have been a whirlwind of contradictions, pronouncements, and questionable claims. His signature achievement, the Tax Cuts and Jobs Act of 2017, was touted as a boon for the middle class, but many argue it primarily benefited corporations and the wealthy. Harris's proposals, on the other hand, are designed to be more progressive, with a focus on providing relief for working families and ensuring those at the top pay their fair share. It's a stark contrast in philosophy, with Trump favoring a trickle-down approach and Harris advocating for a more bottom-up strategy. Of course, the devil is always in the details, and both sides have accused the other of playing fast and loose with the numbers. Ultimately, it's up to voters to decide whose vision for tax policy they find more appealing and whose promises they believe. Section 6. The bottom line, your wallet and Harris's plan. So there you have it, folks, a whirlwind tour of Kamala Harris's tax proposals. We've covered everything from individual tax changes to corporate tax hikes, and hopefully, you've emerged from this experience slightly more informed, if not slightly more confused. The bottom line is this: Harris's plan is a significant departure from the current tax code and represents a different approach to how we fund our government and address income inequality. Whether you see it as a step in the right direction or a giant leap towards socialism likely depends on your political persuasion. But one thing's for sure: these proposals are sparking a much-needed conversation about who benefits from our current tax system and who's left footing the bill.